Wonderful. Wonderful. Scoot up some. Good morning, y'all. It's Monday morning. You already know who's in the time slot. I'm your host, Bookman, and welcome to the Guidepost, where I give guidance on godhood. This probably won't be too much of a long one. I know I say that sometimes, but I'm feeling kind of groggy. Whatever though. I'm here. I'm gonna do my thing. Relax, you good, man. Good to see you in the chat this morning, bro. You got up early today. Congratulations, man. We're gonna get you here from the beginning. What do I want to talk about today? Today I want to kind of walk around a certain idea again. Last time I spoke about this topic, I spent more time talking about ways other people want to talk about it. Because invariably you hear me say it, then you hear somebody say something similar, and you just assume they're the same thing. Today I want to spend more time about talking about how I would talk to you about this idea. A little bit of a conundrum, and maybe this is just mostly for myself, but I try and make the distinction between explaining what something is and explaining how to use it. Those are two different things. Invariably, people are more interested in how do I use this than they are in what the hell is it. Whether or not that's good or bad, right or wrong, don't care. This is the issue with that though. You can end up learning, let's say, how to use it, basically by doing what someone tells you to do. Well, what's going to happen is you're going to ask questions to further your understanding of how to use it. And each of those questions are consistently going to go back to, well, what the fuck is it? So I'm trying to start you out there, because this isn't just with spirituality. If you understand the fundamentals of any body of knowledge, you can understand how to use something. You have to start with the fundamental principles. The fundamental principles never change. They never change. They may seem boring because what seems exciting is, how do I do it? How do I use it? How do I get what I want out of this? Fair play. That's exciting. Getting what you want. I know. That's all I can say, man. The understanding of the fundamental principles makes all the difference. Because if I just tell you what to do so that you get the results you want, invariably you're going to go tell somebody how to do what you think you know how to do. And as soon as they start asking you a few questions, you're going to realize you don't know. But I can't stop it. And say, if you can't beat them, join them. I don't know. We'll see about that today. But that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about the idea, the analogy of existence as a video game of sorts, and some of the ways in which to think about this. You want to be thinking about your thinking. Many people have not spent a lot of time thinking deeply about these ideas. They're more interested in, how do I use this to get money? How do I use this to get the things I want? How do I use this to flex and subtly let other people know that I'm superior while I pretend to be humble? Oh, I'll be all right. Here, let's jump into it, guys. Like I said, this shouldn't take too long. And I'm sure you have so many other things to do, right? Anyways, continuing. You can't skip this part, man. You really can't. I know it doesn't tempt me, but you can't skip it. can't skip being lost. You can't. I don't like teaching. I could do it. But I don't like it. It's not my dream. Fuck. Alright. Yeah, let me set this up for and see myself, because that's important. Before I jump into this, for those of you who don't know, the Guild is a 3-month continuous cohort class. The doors are going to be open back up in around the end of this month. I think September 29th. Right now in the Guild, we're in the third month, the final segment of the semester. In the Guild, we go over practical magic. Everyone wants to learn how to make this practical. They're convinced they know enough of the fundamentals. They're certain, and they let me know they're certain, that they have a thorough understanding of the basics, and all they really need to know is how to make this practical, how to make it part of their day-to-day life. Okay, alright. No, I hear you. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. Yes, sir. I'm so tuned in. I'm lost and I'm ready to change how I think. Good, bro. Hey, man, look. It's not about the new what you think. It's not about finding the new Sanskrit word. It's not about telling people, God was really Aldebaran and you don't know, and now you got to learn about Sophia. That's changing what you think. That don't change how you think, and how you think is your issue. So it's all right. We're going to get into it. But yeah, in the Guild, we go over practical magic, okay? I want to go over the fundamentals, because if you learn the fundamentals, the rest of it becomes obvious. But, of course, no one believes that. They believe they have a firm understanding of the fundamentals because they can tell me chakra names. Think positively, and you manifest the reality you want. Okay. Now, you can't tell somebody that's not the case. They'll just, the law of attraction, don't you understand? You're just too low vibrational to really understand the law of attraction. You need to be more humble, Aries. I'll be alright. I'm getting better at not being completely triggered. And I realize some people come just to see me triggered. That's funny. Alright, I've been working on this diagram for a while, and it's still not right. It's not that it's not right in terms of what's on there, but it's not right in terms of where I want it to be. But that's completely fine, because it has to be a baby before it can be grown man shit. And that's cool. 50 years ago, 20 years ago, 100 years ago, there was no video games. Look, I couldn't have explained this. No one could have explained these concepts to you based on this analogy. This is a new analogy. I think it's much more pertinent than anything else anyone tries to use. Not just because I'm better and I'm more beautiful and I'm wonderful, but because of the layers and the dynamics involved. Layers and dynamics. Aries, don't use big words. Bitch, that's not a big word. Oh, God. I'm so sick of the kids. But that's my fault. That has nothing to do with them. The layers and the dynamics involved. And because most everyone today has some understanding about interacting with a video game, it makes it a very pertinent analogy to use, okay? Once again, like I said, invariably you're going to say, okay, well, how do I use that to get what I want? And you know what? God. I can tell people what you want is in your way, but they're not going to believe that. Everyone would like to believe they know what they want, and once they have it, things will be different. Rafika, good to see you in the chat, man. So let's start this off. Okay? First things first. You want to take account of the metaphysics you're using. And what do I mean by that? What do I mean when I say you want to take account of the metaphysics you're using? You want to take account of the basic patterns or categories that you use to frame and define the world. Not simply learning new words. All right, it's not simply learning new words. Like you say, people love to say astral realm, right? Right? What's the astral realm? Where's the astral realm? How do I astral travel? But they're not interested in the metaphysics that invokes. Instead of saying God, they'll say the universe. And once again, not interested in the metaphysics they're invoking. More interested in finding a new word that feels comfortable, or finding a new word that you can tell to someone else to let them know. It's just missing the point. But that was the point for them. I know. I understand. I get it. I don't want to get it. I hate it, and I want to die. I'm being dramatic. I'll be okay. Okay, so let's fit this to the reality you perceive, okay? You want to get a hold of the metaphysics that you use to frame and categorize your experience of the world. For a lot of people in the Western world, the reason most forms of religion or spirituality don't necessarily fit is because of the metaphysics that they're using. The metaphysics of physicalism, where everything is basically divided into some form of atoms or a force. That's what the word energy is, force, okay? The capacity to do work. Oh, sexual energy, death energy, it's giving this energy. I don't have to be a dick, but I feel like I do. It's my nature, I'm sorry. That word gets thrown around and motherfuckers don't know what it means, but it sounds good and it feels good and it keeps you in the group. When we're talking about a video game, okay, there are three basic densities to this interaction. There are three basic levels of reality. And this isn't the first time I've talked about it, and I'm not the only one that's ever talked about it. Like, here, let me point this out as well. Because I'm not the only person that's ever said this. It's just, sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees. Sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees, and I understand that. The image at the top is a fundamental map for the Bookman model. What is a fundamental map? A fundamental map is a map that's not showing you methodology. It doesn't tell you where you are on the map. It doesn't tell you where you need to go. And because it doesn't tell you where you start and where you end, it can't tell you how to do something. That's what a fundamental map is for. There are plenty of fundamental maps, okay? Most of the images that people are familiar with when it comes to spirituality, these are fundamental maps. They don't tell you how to do something. That's why you can know all the chakra names, but not know how to make it part of your everyday life. This is why you can know all of the Tree of Life Sephiroth. You can know all the paths in between, but not know how to make this part of your day-to-day life. God, I'm so upset. Why am I so upset already? Because I think it should be basic, and I'm frustrated because it's not as basic as I think it is for those who have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. Fair play. Here, let me get on we were just talking about this yesterday. Let's go down to page 17. Look, the difference between a fundamental map and a methodological map, okay? Don't worry, I'm getting to video games. Give me just a second, okay? The map at the top is a fundamental map. Okay? There's only ontology and epistemology. There's only the underlying reality and what exists in context of it. Okay, so when you look at the top map, it's a map of the park. There's the square that constitutes the map and the green background. Okay, it says park map. There's your basic underlying substrate. All right, then you're going to see everything in that key. This is going to tell you what exists in context of that map. Okay, there's no you are here on that map. See, when I say there's no you in the map, there's no you are here. There's no methodology. There's no how to do something on that map. It doesn't tell you where you are. It doesn't tell you where you want to go. And by virtue of that, it can't tell you how to do something. So your question of how is a method question. It's a question of methods. Okay, how do we do this? And some people would be slick and say, and ask a why question. Good morning now, Dickie. Good to see you in the chat. And some people will be slick and try to be slick and ask, well, why is da 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 da? Why is even a more complex than a how question. Like, if you were to ask a why question and you get the answer, that answer is going to contain what, where, who, and when. But if you don't have any understanding of what, where, who, and when, you're not going to understand the answer to a question of how or why. And I think that's basic English. But fuck me, right? Anyways, the top map is a fundamental map. It doesn't tell you how to do something, okay? Your chakras, your tree of life, your zodiac, these are fundamental maps. They don't tell you how to do something. The map at the bottom is a methodological map. It gives you method. It tells you how to do something. You see, it shows you where you are, where you're going to go, and by virtue of that, it can tell you how to do something. Astrology is a methodology, okay? To get a methodology, you overlay it on top of the fundamentals. This is why understanding the fundamentals is so important. Astrology uses two sets of fundamentals, astronomy and the zodiac. And on top of it, it overlays that methodology. You want to get somebody's natal chart? It's overlaid on top of a map of the zodiac. It's overlaid on top of a map of the zodiac. You're looking at the map at the bottom. The directions on what you need to do is overlaid on top of that map of the city or the area. It's overlaid on top. That is methodology. It's a completely different discussion than the map itself. But, again, whatever. Fuck me, right? No one gives a fuck. Tell me what I'm supposed to do, Arius, and let me feel like you're not telling me what to do. So I can go tell a Christian. Whatever. Alright. To understand what we're talking about, the first thing you need to understand are the basic dynamics involved. Here, I'm going to use this other image because this is going to be much more pertinent to what we're going to talk about. Because, like I said, the analogy of a video game is brilliant. It's brilliant. Not because of video games itself, but because so many people are familiar with it. It's very salient. Listening in as I'm working. Timon times 2, good to see you in the chat. Salient. Let me define salient for you, okay? Because I know you'll hear the word, don't know what I'm talking about, and won't feel inclined to look it up yourself and don't even realize that's your problem. But it's okay. I'll make it my problem. I'm the teacher. I hate teaching. Salient, moving by leaps or springs, jumping, jetting upward. When I'm saying that it's salient, what I mean is that it pops out at you. It pops out at you. Not that it itself is popping at you, but it pops out to your attention. Your attention grabs it. Like if there was a pair of titties right here, It'd be salient. It'd grab your attention. Okay? What makes something salient is your familiarity with it. All right, and you know, there's much people want to find the hot new thing. You'd be surprised how appreciative you are that something is salient. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Okay, and actually, I want to put up both of these images. That's what I want to do. I want to put up both of these images. Let's see what this will do for me. A better place to do is to pull this from where I want it. That's what I'm gonna do. Here, let me give me half a second here, guys. Let me pull this up because I want you to see both of them. I really do. Nobody else has this shit. Whatever. Fuck me, right? Fuck me, right? It's okay. I'll be all right. He's so angry. I guess that's why people come. I want to see Arius get angry at something. Whatever, guys. Fuck you. Damn it, you can't see both of them the way I want you to. Here, let's do this. Look at me now. Look at me now, bitches. Alright, there we go. So, when we're talking about your relationship and playing a video game, right, there are three fundamental densities of reality, if you will. And I'm going to try and give this analogy in different ways throughout this video. Okay, you'll see this here on, I guess it'll be on your right, maybe? Yeah, I guess. Whatever. The image closest to me. Because I don't know if it's flipped around for you or not. All right. When we're talking about these three densities, okay, first, you have the realm of the user. All right. If you're imagining yourself playing a video game, you got your physical body sitting there on the couch. You know, you got your bag of chips, your soda. Okay. That's one reality in and of itself. The next density is going to be the machine world. All right. Listen, first of all, once again, the reality of the user. This is what I have in purple over here. Okay. That's the realm of the real world, if you will. Okay? This is the realist reality. In terms of all three that we're going to be talking about, this is the one considered the most real. Alright? You have that realm. That's the purple. You get into the realm that's blue. This is going to be the machine world. Okay? The hardware and the software. Your computer or television screen, keyboard or controller, the headphones, the mouse, the CPU, the hard drive. That's the hardware. You got the software, which is the user interfaces, the basically all the stuff made of zeros and ones. Okay? And the same analogy works for a computer, not just a video game. I'll talk about that in a minute. That's your second density of reality here. All right? That's your machine world, if you will. The third density of reality is the generated appearance of a place. Okay? So you turn on, let's say your Nintendo Wii console, right? You turn on, you're sitting there on your couch, you got your chips and your drink, right? There's you in the purple. And within that realm, there's a little console sitting there, and you turn on that console, boom, now the blue starts, okay? Now the blue reality starts. And you get your user interfaces, you got your graphical interface, it comes up, you know, you can go through the different menus, and you select that Super Mario game. You know, okay, cool, click. You go to that. Boom. What does it do next? It generates all of that world from the game. It generates the whole Super Mario world right there. The same way that that console is sitting in the room with the user, that video game world is right there inside the blue, okay? But it's a whole different world in and of itself. From the video game world, I can access things that I couldn't access a second ago. From the world of that generated appearance, all right, you can get the pause screen for Super Mario. All right, you can look at the save files. You can load those save files up more specifically. Some consoles you can look at the save files at the home screen. You can load up save files. We have the Mario game avatar, and he can run around and jump into pipes and hit blocks and go find Peach while she's cheating with Bowser. Okay? 3 different densities of reality. All right? I'm not saying any of them is not real. They have their own reality in and of themselves. This is what we're looking at, because all the spiritual systems before this have always had 3 densities, 3 primary densities of reality. I understand sometimes it's hard to see that when you're looking at something like the Tree of Life, because you see 10 different Sephiroth. Oh my God, this is so crazy. This is so complex. You see the chakras. Oh my God, there's 7 different chakras. This is so great. Don't tell me about what's on the pineal gland. Who's telling you there's demons in your pineal gland? And you niggas just didn't even question that. Or whether or not you understood, or what the fuck they meant by that. God damn it. Don't be a dick. Okay. These are maps of reality. If you research the Tree of Life, it'll tell you this is a map of all of reality. The Tree of Life is showing you all of reality. It's that simple. That's not simple, Arius. Whatever. I'm the dick in the room. I know. So, I'm giving you the 3 different densities of reality. You have the realm of the user, the machine world, and the video game world. The appearance of a place. That generated appearance of a place. Okay? And this one, even if you don't pick Mario, maybe you pick The Sims. Maybe you pick Skyrim or Call of Duty. Alright? Elden Ring, right? All these are generated appearances of a place. There's a whole world in there with its own mechanics, its own specifics, all its own little details, its own physics. All of those worlds are generated. They're the appearance of a place. I speak plain English. Why do I think that's still confusing? Anyways, 3 densities. The world of the user, the machine world, and the world of the generated appearance. Okay? Let's fit this to your experience of reality at present. Okay? The red, that generated appearance of a place, that is the physical world. That is the physical world. Okay? You're sitting here, your physical body, it's part of that world. The non-physical realm. Alright? It's a little bit more complex. The non-physical realm is what gives rise to the physical realm. Okay? And then one step further back, this is the primordial. Okay? It's like, it could be so simple. But here, what are we talking about right now? We're talking about metaphysics. How you frame reality. What is reality versus that little avatar in the game world compared to what the user sitting on the couch has? What is reality compared to their different perspectives of existence? That little game avatar, it's a single playthrough. There's almost infinitely many save files that can be generated for that world and played. And each one of them, it'll feel like I'm the main character. And okay, main character, wonderful. Just as equal as another save file. Rocky, good to see you in the chat. Welcome to the show. What we're pointing to here is your perspective of existence. Okay? Because a question of, okay, so how do I use this? Well, what are you trying to do? You want to make a better life for the in-game character, right? That's what you want? You want to get it more gold. You want to get some gold rings or some gold coins, right? You want to get the nicest house in Skyrim. You want to get the best sword. Okay, you know what? Fair play. But I tell you, that's not spiritual. That's not spiritual. You don't need spirituality to do that. This is what spirituality is. Ugh, excuse me. Nice one. Spirituality is going to be the game avatar's relationship with the reality outside of that generated world. Spirituality is the game avatar's relationship with the reality outside of that generated world. Now, I've already talked to you about 2 further realities outside of that generated world. There's a little tag on my shirt still. Oh. Come here. There we go. That's what spirituality is. It could be very simple. For most people, it's a bit complex. Why? Because the way their metaphysics frames and categorizes reality, the physical world is either all there is, or it's the beginning of everything. That's part of the issue most people are having with this topic. They're looking at it backwards. They've made that little game avatar the most important thing there is. See, the motherfucker's sitting on the couch with his chips, supposed to take the trash out, sit down and play the game, and now it's caught up in the avatar. And what do you mean take out the trash? What do you mean finishing my book report? What? When you're identified with the little avatar in the game, this is part of what I mean when I say, what is you? Identifying with the little avatar in the game makes you miss the whole reality at play outside of that little avatar's world. Like, it could be simple. It really could. But you see, this is the issue. I think here it is. There we go. Ding. This is the issue. This doesn't help you get rid of your fears. This doesn't help you survive the way you want to survive, which is the problem. Most people are interested in spirituality because they want to get this, that, and the third. They're looking to fulfill their wishes. There's some people who stop believing in God completely because they didn't get their wish fulfilled. Because life didn't turn out the way they think it should. Now imagine that little avatar in the game deciding what should happen compared to the motherfucker playing the game. Imagine that little avatar got to decide what should happen as opposed to the motherfucker playing the game. What would the playthrough be like? It wouldn't go out there and explore caves and battle monsters. You know how much that would hurt? No. The smart thing to do is sit right here. Not go look at those scary things. Not go look at that difficult shit. Do what everyone else, do what all the NPCs are doing, right? That's what it would do. The reason most of you can play a video game is because you don't personally identify with the character in the game, but that is your predicament when it comes to spirituality at the moment. You're wholly identified with the little meat bag. And see, when I say that, I don't want you to translate that to what he's telling me to do, because I'm not telling you to do something. What he's telling me to do is completely abandon the physical world. Rise above it, detach from everything. No. No. It's stupid. It's not stupid. Don't be mean. It's short-sighted. It's short-sighted and naive. The physical world isn't doing something wrong. It's perfect, exactly the way it's supposed to be. But Arius, There are things happening that I think shouldn't happen. How can you say that children should die or ever be sick? There are people suffering. How can this be okay? How can this be perfect? It's a valid question for a child to ask. I'm not going to be upset. I want to be. I'm not going to be upset. To the degree to which you can shame the existence of pain and suffering, you will exalt and validate the existence of pleasure and joy. Without pain and suffering, pleasure and joy would be worthless. So pain and suffering exist so that pleasure and joy is worthless? No. No. Fuck. I'm saying without one, you can't have the other. You need both. You know, you look at the yin-yang symbol and motherfuckers is light and dark, it's the balance. Oh, okay. Motherfuckers love balance until shit, as long as shit's going their way. Then they'll say everything is in balance. But when it stops going their way, now all of a sudden it's somehow out of balance. What that really means is you attribute your way to balance. And it's not really balance. It's your way with a new label on it. Spirituality isn't a bunch of spooky tricks. It's not cheat codes. It's not cheat codes. It'll look like cheat codes to a motherfucker who don't know, to a motherfucker who just trying to get something. It'll look like cheat codes. It's not cheat codes. It's not cheat codes. I'm not telling you you can't use cheat codes. You most certainly can. You can use cheat codes all you want. But you're not going to... Look, the game avatar don't use cheat codes. The motherfucker sitting on the couch uses cheat codes. So if you're not identified with the motherfucker sitting on the couch, you're not going to use cheat codes. If you don't understand the relationship between the motherfucker sitting on the couch, the machine world, and the game avatar, you're not going to understand cheat codes. From the perspective of the game avatar, what spirituality is its relationship to the other densities of reality, to the reality that exists outside of that generated appearance of a place. You click the Super Mario in the game menu, boom! The machine world generates the appearance of a place. The movie The Matrix is an excellent analogy for this. I'm not telling you to dodge bullets or something. God damn it, man. Look, what did Morpheus tell Neo, bro? Like, Morpheus, what are you saying? When I understand, I'll be able to dodge bullets? No, Neo. I'm saying when you're ready, you won't have to. That's something different. That's something completely different. Okay, whether or not you can ain't the issue. When you're ready, you won't have to. Because you see Neo on the building, he do his little smooth, cool, slow motion, and it's impressive to him because of how he considered himself to be. It was vastly different from the diminished capacity he had considered himself to be. But by the end of the movie, he don't need to dodge a bullet. No. Bullets just stop. You ain't gotta dodge shit. The motherfuckers want to know how to dodge bullets. How to jump really far. Jump really far, bitch, you can fly. That was an analogy. I'm not telling you to go try and fly. Just... I hate students. You have to understand the dynamic that's involved, the relationship that's involved. This is about thinking about your thinking. Neo was the one the whole time. What was stopping him? His idea of himself, his understanding of reality was stopping him. Dorothy never left Kansas. What was stopping her? Bitch had the shoes since she hit the dirt. Shoes could have got out like that. She had the shoes the whole time. What was stopping her? Not understanding the nature of your predicament and how you're continuing to agree to it. Not understanding the nature of your predicament and how you're continuing to agree to it. Neil's the one the whole time. It wasn't because of the agents. It wasn't because ain't nobody tell him what he needed to hear. Ain't nobody informed me. Morpheus trying to tell you that shit the whole time. You're not listening. You caught up in what you think it's supposed to be. Dorothy could have left any time. But she put all her focus on the yellow brick road. All the little dumb motherfuckers she meet along the way, thinking she's just so certain that the wizard is going to make all the difference. Come to find out it's an old man behind the curtain. Fuck you mean? See, that's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers don't understand what they're looking at, and they don't understand they don't understand. And so they act, they don't look at the fact they don't understand, they don't understand. They want to feel good. I don't understand your example with Dorothy. Dorothy never left Kansas. In The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy spends most all the movie trying to get back to Kansas. Bitch never left. She never left Kansas. She had the shoes soon as she hit the ground. Boom, lands on the Wicked Witch of the East, right? Or which Witch of the East? I think she lands on the Wicked Witch of the East. Feet crawl up, shoes on her. Immediately. The shoes was how she get back to Kansas. Just done. But she didn't understand the nature of her predicament. Because the larger reality was that she never left. That's why I tell motherfuckers, ain't no DNA unlock, ain't no spooky back oil unlock. Well, I rose my back oil to my crown and now I'm vibrating at a particular frequency that makes the melanin in the DNA resonate with the magnetosphere. No, God damn it, man. That's so... it sounds good. I know it does. It sounds good. Dorothy never left Kansas. Dorothy never left. Alice in Wonderland. The bitch is she's sitting under the tree the whole time. She's sitting under the tree the whole time. Neo is the one the whole time. There's nothing in the world that's stopping them. There's nothing in the world that they have to unlock. What the fuck is you? You see, they were deeply identified with themselves as the game avatar. They have diminished their capacity. They see themselves too small. Spooky back oil gets me every time. Good to see you, Black Gold. Hell yeah, bro. I wish motherfuckers would think about it like that. They too busy trying to sound science, spirituality. And it's like, bruh, you don't know what none of that shit is. Marshall, good to see you in the chat as well, man. Welcome to the show. Neo is the one the whole time. Neo is the one the whole time. He walking around the Matrix. What is the Matrix? The Matrix is the appearance of a place generated by the machine world. Look, the purple is Zion, the real world, right? Blue is the machine world. The red is the Matrix. You caught up in the idea of you from the Matrix. Motherfuckers can tell you what it is. That's not enough. Motherfuckers can show you what it is. That's not enough. And you're thinking that's what it's going to be. You're thinking there's some certain information you get and now poof. You're thinking somebody tell you it a certain way and now poof. No. You got to understand. You have to really contend with what you believe. You got to risk some shit. Fuck. So what happens to you when you put all your focus on the physical world? You diminish your capacity. When Neo puts all his focus on the reality in the Matrix, he's diminished his capacity. When Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz puts all her focus on making sure she follows the yellow brick road, helps the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion get to the Wizard of Oz, she's diminished her capacity. All her focus is on that generated appearance of a place. She never left Kansas, and so she's not going to understand the nature of her predicament and how she's continuing to agree to it. Two things. The nature of your predicament. What the fuck is the situation? What is the situation? Not what do I want it to be. Not what would I like it to be. Not what should it be. What could it be? What would it be if only everybody would just come together? What is the reality of the situation? Because what is don't need should, would, or could. It is. What is the reality? So what is the nature of your predicament? And not only that, how are you continuing to agree to it? How are you continuing your own issue? How are you in your own way? And just telling the motherfucker what the nature of their predicament is, ain't it? How many motherfuckers told Neo how the Matrix worked? What's going on with the machines? The whole reality of it. How much of the movie he spends fighting that idea? He's in his own way. He's the one the whole time. So serious, bro. Wow, that chart to the left of the screen is pretty fire when you broke it down. Good, nobody else do that shit. Good to see you in the chat. Kashigi. I don't know. See you before. Welcome to the show. Good to see you in the chat, man. How do you get out of your own way? Let go. Let go. In Christianity, it's telling you don't use your own understanding to guide you. Which is basically like saying, don't use the understanding of the avatar in the video game to guide your decisions. Don't use your understanding of life within the Matrix to guide your decisions. In other words, said differently, don't move based in fear. Don't move based in trying to avoid what you don't want to happen or just running toward what you think want to happen. Understand the nature of your predicament and how you're agreeing to it. Not just what you want the outcome to be. Not just how you think it should, would, or could be. That's what you got to. You have to get out of your own way. And the only way you're going to do that is honestly looking at how you're in your own way. What it is you're doing to stop your own shit. It's like I said before, I looked up the word salient. How many motherfuckers are going to hear that word, not know what it means, play a little mental gymnastics to justify to themselves, well, I don't really need to know what it means, I understand it enough, and never look it up. You speak the language. I mean, I was about to get triggered. There's so many different ways you're in your own way. You're halting your own progress. That's what the shadow work is for. The shadow work don't even really get you to progress. It helps to get you out your own way. Meditation and stillness and silence. But that's only going to get you to stillness and silence. And stillness and silence was already a reality. Because like, look, that's one of those beginner techniques. It's a beginner technique to help you hone your focus. But it's not telling you what to focus on. See, in them instructing you in that beginner methodology of like meditation, they get you to focus on the stillness, your breathing. All right, and not because that's the end goal of of the whole work. That's the end goal of that beginner process. See, once you can hone your focus, then you can direct it. But if you can't hone your focus, it's going to get distracted by all the shit in the Matrix. It's going to get distracted by all the shit in the Wizard of Oz, in the Land of Oz. So that's a beginner technique, and a lot of people get caught up in the beginner technique, especially if you're doing the middle path. Not to say the middle path is wrong, not to say it's bad, just talking about the way it's structured. Usually they'll do the meditation and the stillness, and then try and detach from everything. But there's some big issues that come up that it's easy to tell yourself you're beyond. Like, for example, the desire to have no desires is a desire. That one's a tricky paradox. It's a tricky paradox. But the solution there is to let go. You can't even focus on the desire to have no desire. Your focus would be better spent on the fact that you actually do have desires. See, instead of trying to rise above your desires, focus on how you're agreeing to them. That way, if you actually do want to rise above them, you can see how you're attached. Because if you try and float or detach from it without examining the nature of the attachment, you may never get it. Or you'll end up, because people do the fake it till you make it, you'll end up faking making it and just go around with this superior, higher than thou type of a thing. So it's a great beginner technique to help you learn to hone your focus. Because like, people forget this, dude. These initiation processes used to take years. It was a large chunk of your life just to be initiated into. And initiation isn't, once you're done with initiation, you in the upper room. Initiation is just getting you ready to really begin to work. So yeah, the meditation and stillness and silence can help in terms of honing your focus. In terms of honing your focus. And see, for a lot of people, when they do the middle path and they do the meditation for the stillness and the silence, they equate that with being the end. They equate with that with having reached the place. But it's just a beginner technique. Salient, most noticeable or important. It's succinctly covered all the salient points of the case. Succiently. What is succinct? It reminds me of the word sucio in Spanish. I wanted to say that succulently, but I don't think that's succulently. But I don't know how to spell succulent, so I can't tell you that it's not. Marked by a compact, precise expression without wasted words. Succinct. Let me see if I can hear it. Succinct. Succinct. Not succinct. Succinct. Gotcha. Here, you can hear it. Hold on. I'm going to make sure you hear it. It's funny.
Succinct. Succinct.
Isn't technology great? Right, look, motherfuckers got all this technology and still skip over it. Hell nah, bro. Yeah, succinct. There you go. All right, I like that. Succinct. Oh, man. Motherfuckers wish everything was succinct, bro. And sometimes I listen to a motherfucker who's not succinct and treat them like they're succinct. That's why it's hard to listen to some of these older people who were teaching, especially when there was no one else teaching. And you have to learn to listen to them through their style of speaking. You know, most people will hold on to each and every word. Like they listen to Bobby Hemmett or they listen to Panic. And they'll hold on, or they listen to me. And they'll hold on to each and every word as opposed to understanding that person's style of speaking so that you can see what they're saying beyond their style of speaking. It's just master student stuff, right? Prominent, conspicuous. Prominent, projecting from something. Perturbant. Oh my God, I want to hear it said. I'm sorry. This is actually fun for me. I'm not going to let you listen to this one, but I'm going to listen to it because I want to hear it said. See, you can't get this in a regular dictionary. Protuberant. Stop using big words. Shut up. We speak the same language. Conspicuous. Standing out so as to be clearly visible. And I be thinking shit on the diagrams is conspicuous. And it's like, no. But I try. I do try. I really do, guys. I don't just hate you. I don't. I don't just hate you. Wow, Corporal Case, you broke down the use of silence and stillness very well. Thanks. Oh. I'm sorry, compliments are like insults to me. I don't know. Sometimes, because compliments will fuck you up just as bad as insults, boy. That's why motherfuckers, there's so many motherfuckers in this shit who are impressed with themselves. They're impressed with themselves for knowing a few words, knowing a few techniques, knowing a little bit more than a Christian, and it stops their development. Because they're so impressed with themselves, they don't seek to learn more. They jump straight into teaching, like the Terrence Howard shit. They can't learn because they're too busy trying to teach. And then, this is how it really fucked them up. This is how, because most motherfuckers, when I say that, they immediately say, oh, not me. Not me. I'm a real humble person. It be those motherfuckers that be the worst. Because they ready to tell a Christian some shit. Right? They ready to tell a motherfucker they think they're low nest some shit. Like, bro, there's so many places in my model where there's room for more discussion. Like, I don't talk this shit to try and be the end all or the biggest. I'm only the biggest because niggas is tiny and they choose to be tiny. There's so many places this discussion can go. But there has to be some rigor. There has to be coherence, being concise. It can't be everyone's right. Because then right doesn't mean anything. Like, motherfuckers strip the word right of all of its meaning so they don't have to contend with ever being wrong. That shit kills me. What did you say that the middle path is trash? Well, that's me being facetious. I'm a dick. All right? Look, here, I'll show it to you in the Bookman model. The middle path is, it's a discussion of methodology. You can almost say physical life policy. Where is it? Now, most of us English speakers are familiar with the Western tradition of occultism. In the Western tradition of occultism, there's the right-hand path, the left-hand path, and for those who dip into the things that are a result of the Theosophical societies, there is the unnamed middle path, okay? Maestro, good to see you in the chat. Welcome to the show, man. These are three different paths or three different angles of approach to the same thing. So it's not that any one of them is necessarily better or worse than the other. It's that each of them are true in their own respect. All right, it's like the difference between, let's say I open up Google Maps and I decide I'm going to Kroger or whatever grocery store is around you guys. All right, and I see where I'm at. I see where the grocery store is. Okay, now, what angle of approach will I use to get there? And there are three fundamental angles of approach. Like I said, in the Western tradition, it's known as the right-hand path, the left-hand path, and the middle path. But the difference between them is like the difference between, on that Google Maps, I decide, okay, well, I want the method where I walk. I want the method where I take a car. I want the method where I take a train. The beginning and end location didn't change. What changed is your angle of approach. And depending on your angle of approach, your methodology is completely different. The whole landscape looks completely different. Not that it is necessarily different. It appears different based on how you're approaching it. So there's always, like, sometimes people will think that the right-hand path is just organized religion, mostly because they're just repeating other people. The right-hand path isn't just organized religion. It's a particular conception of what you is and its relationship to the rest of reality. That's the distinction between the paths. It's what is you and how does that relate to the rest of reality. And in the right-hand path, traditionally, you'll have Like ideas or conceptions like where what you is this small thing that must return to the larger, like returning to source or rising to heaven. Right? Like you can have a spooky right hand path. You can have a right hand path practice that's dressed in demons as opposed to angels. Like motherfuckers use demons and think that now they're on the cutting edge. Like nigga, that's still Christianity. That's literally still Christianity. It's literally still Christianity. But see, they change what they think and not how they think. They're still using the same fundamental categories and tools to frame and divide reality, as opposed to completely re-examining or changing the manner in which they frame things. They just pick a new thing. So I usually say the middle path is trash, mostly because I'm being a dick. I'm being facetious. Facetious. I don't even know how to spell it. Maybe I do. No, I didn't. Here it is. What did I do? I forgot this T. I forgot both of the T's. Hold on. No, that's not it. That's not facetious. That's factitious. Facetious. There we go. Let me see this one. There it is. There's the word. Facetious. I'm being facetious. Joking or jesting, often inappropriately. I'm inappropriate. I apologize. Meant to be humorous or funny, not serious. Yeah, people love sensational stuff, and everyone loves the middle path, so I tell them the middle path is trash. It's, oh, my pearls. Oh. How could you say that? Everyone's right. Okay, whatever. Look, usually the reason I don't like the middle path is, and this is kind of characteristic of both the middle and the left-hand path, you gotta walk a very precarious line to get that right. You gotta walk to do the middle path appropriately, you have to be so neutral that it's biased. Like, once again, you hit that paradox of the desire of having no desire. Like, huh? So then what do I do? What's the work? Well, of the middle path, the start is the finish. The beginning is the end. Right? And so you just rise above all attachments and desires and you're there. But then you never really have to go anywhere or do anything because it's already done. That's why I don't like the middle path. And another thing I don't like about the middle path is when people try and explain it, especially those who don't know what they're talking about, they try to explain it as just doing the tree of life in the reverse. And it's like, you don't go back up the tree the same way you came down. Like a fruit falls from the tree, right? It don't go back up the trunk and sprout out the leaf again. But that's how motherfuckers will treat it. Look at all the different paths between the Sephiroth, and they think, oh, you gotta walk back up the path. Yeah, slow down. You don't even understand what you're looking at. You don't go back up the tree the same way you came. You can't. But you can go back in your mama's womb? But motherfuckers usually don't understand it because, everybody's right, so you don't question anything. You just walk in the room, check, fire, facts. What are your top 10 recommended books? All of them would be dictionaries. Dictionary, thesaurus. I love Black's Law 4th and 7th. Webster's 1828. My typing. Webster's 1828. I love this dictionary. So, it's one of the first American dictionaries for English language. Dictionaries, because motherfuckers don't understand the English language, and they don't understand. They just jump to a spooky book written by learned individuals and claim to understand after having read the book or listening to someone read the book. So that's what I recommend, dictionaries. I don't recommend any spooky books. I mean, look, because in the guild, and remember, it's the 3-month cohort course. When you have access to the guild, I give you guys a text archive. Like, I don't particularly recommend any particular spiritual book, but I mean, if you're looking for one, I got them. Like, here. Like, we got spiritual books if you want them. Like, if you want some reference material, this here. What is this? Buddhism. Here's some on Buddhism. All right. Here's some. Sex, right? Oh, sex. Right? You say sex. Somebody's, what? What's that? Sex and magic. Whatever. Fucking monkeys. Divination. Like I keep a stack of books. Various Bookman. I keep a stack of books. I got books on the left-hand path. All these are a bunch of Uncle Setnick's essays. He wrote Uncle Setnick's guide to the left, the essential guide to the left-hand path. Don Webb. Uncle Setnick was one of his pen names, I guess you could say. But he wrote a bunch of other little essays as well. Like, bro, I got so many books, but I really don't recommend motherfuckers look at any specific book, especially the spooky books. Like, study philosophy of mind. Study philosophy of language. What most people don't understand about metaphysics is a branch of philosophy. It's not spooky sounding words mixed with sciencey words. It's a branch of philosophy. And you're thinking about your thinking. I got to update this Liber section because I recently got a bunch of other Liber volumes. But yeah, I got Libers on Libers on Libers, nigga. You want the Egypt shit, nigga? I got the Egypt shit. And motherfuckers will be in this shit. They'll be in the guild for months. Never look at the books. Because I'm not telling you, niggas you don't need the books. Not only do motherfuckers not understand the English language, even Bobby Hemmett said this shit. All that old stuff is done. It's dead. It don't work. Said differently, those metaphysics don't fit the people in this day and age. See, the cosmology that you're using needs to fit the user. This is why there's no penguins in the Egyptian pantheon. Not because penguins aren't divine, but because it wouldn't have fit the people that are using it. And most people, like I say, they don't examine their metaphysics. Most people today, especially in the West, have a physicalist's metaphysics, where basically the physical world is the end-all, be-all. It's either everything or it's where everything comes from. And so none of these spiritual systems are going to fit your metaphysics. They're interesting to read so that you can understand how these different spiritual systems work, why they did what they did. See, some people look at these books and they're looking for someone to tell them what to do. And that's not what you need these for. I got some alchemy shit too. I think I got some more alchemy stuff. I gotta update this. Yeah, you can download all this shit when you're in the guild. Please come in, wipe me out. Take everything I got, bro. I don't care. Fine, have it. So you can read all the books you want. If you're not challenging whether or not you comprehend any of the shit, it don't matter. If you're not challenging whether or not you comprehend the shit, it don't matter. Why is there only 3 ways to go? Why isn't there a 4th route? There are 3 fundamental ways to go. There can be infinitely many. You can make as many as you want. Like, look, this is when I show you guys the with the Bookman model, and I'm showing you the other different maps that have been used. Like the Bookman model, I divide it into 3. I'm not going to try and get you to understand 12, the Zodiac, 21, Tarot, 7, chakras, 4, 5, the elements, 10, the Tree of Life, 11, the Clip-Off. I'm not going to have you understanding that many unless you can understand 3. And so the Bookman model, which is a model made for contemporary people, is divided into 3. I can even show you how it corresponds to the old maps. So it's not that there's only 3, there are 3 fundamentally. And especially because I've talked about the Trinity at length. When you get into understanding the dynamics of the Trinity, the underlying principles, you can also see why it's 3. Because 1 isn't going to do it, and 2 isn't going to reconcile itself. So there are 3 fundamental angles. You can divide it into 4, 7, 12, 21, 133 if you like, to be completely honest. But you're just making it more complicated. And so, for some people, unless it's complicated, they don't believe it. Which I think is funny, but it is what it is. Damn, I got behind. I'm sorry. Try to come up with the fourth and have it fall outside of the three. I mean, you can. You can. Like I said, you come up with 133. Do you think Trav walks the middle path correctly? Do you think Trav is extremely neutral? I love Trav's neutrality, man. I love Trav's neutrality. I love his neutrality, Rob. I won't even lie to you, man. But look, I think he makes it look easy. We have the middle path in the West, but how we dress it is low-key path of the charm. Yeah. Radical unity, seeing God as the only thing with the reality as an illusion. Yeah. Because most people, they don't really get the middle path. They like the middle path because it allows them space to justify and validate whatever it is they already wanted to do. So they end up really just walking the right-hand path while claiming it's the middle path. That's what I said. That's why I love Trav's neutrality. It's so neutral as bias. Like it's serious. It's a serious thin line there. But you can't tell people what they don't want to hear. So yeah, man, if you want to look at the middle path, look at Trav. Trav will get it for you. You know damn well he be saying that shit all the time, bro. You got nothing to do. Exactly. With the middle path, there's nothing to do. But no one can really get that. They'll get it in the sense of being motivated and affirmed, feeling like they've reached the upper room. I love that. Feeling like they've reached the end, right? Everyone loves that feeling. Everyone loves the motivation and inspiration, and so that's as deep as they understand it, which is why they miss. Which is why people consistently miss. So all the books that's in there are books you've already read? Oh, fuck no. Oh, fuck no. No, not at all. I won't even, I hope that's not how it comes off. No, I have not read all those books, not even a fraction of them. No. From what I'm understanding, Kashiki says, from what I'm understanding is the middle path, realizing the paradox, kind of like the concept of the Tao being the eternal and the infinite. By the way, I'm not claiming to know each, so I may be completely off. Well, it didn't come off as you were knowing. It sounded like a question. Realizing the paradox, I think is a part of it, but because you can know it intellectually, you can say it, you can understand how it's a paradox, but living it is a different thing. Seeing yourself in it is a different thing. Walking by it is a different thing. To really sit at the start and the finish and know that that's all is complete. Because look, if most of y'all really got that, even telling other people about it would be too much. There'd be no reason to. Wherever they are is already perfect. There's not really a reason to go tell them, to go preach the good word. So there's almost no work on the middle path. Now, I think if the discussions opened up a little bit and there's space for things to be right and wrong, we could actually come up with some methodologies for the middle path. But in the current atmosphere where no one's allowed to be wrong, it's difficult. Close. The part of Taoism without trigrams and elements is more middle path. I like the Wu Wei. Like if I wasn't in the left hand path of culture, if I was just a regular nigga out there, I'd have been deep in Taoism, bro. Taoism, I love Taoism. Aries, how do the old definition systems apply now? I'm getting the inclination I gotta make my own, but shit. You can make your own, but there's a lot that goes into it. Like, for example, astrology. Astrology, why am I looking through here? I don't want to look through here. Astrology uses, because remember, divination it's a methodology. And so in order to have a methodology, you need fundamentals, okay? If we're talking about astrology, the fundamentals that underlie it are the zodiac. What is the one I want to use? I like this one. This is my zodiac. I like this one. All right. The underlying fundamentals are the zodiac and astronomy. You take those fundamentals and you put them together and you overlay your method on top. Okay. And I think it also kind of depends on what you're trying to look at. Like numerology. Numerology takes the fundamentals of the number system and the existence of patterns and puts those two together and reads repeating patterns. And it works because the underlying number system is already a series of repeating patterns. The zodiac in astrology is already a system of a repeating pattern. And so you have to have some sort of underlying pattern and then smaller in context patterns. And you put those two together and you track the continuity between the two. So you could come up with your own divination system if you want, but I'd hate for you to do it out of pride. I'd hate for you to do it out of pride. There are a lot of established systems to do these things, and I think it would take a lot less work to understand the established systems as opposed to create one from the ground up. I'm just saying. That's what I would think. But you get pride out here, it'll fuck all kind of shit up, bro. It'll fuck all kind of shit up. So then the Taoist path towards immortality is realizing that you are already immortal and then use the trigram/elements divination to bring/realize the immortality in the physical. Well, divination isn't, divination is like reading. It's like doing readings. It's seeing larger patterns in reality. It's not necessarily a means to an end for your work of ascending. Because like you're saying, part of understanding that paradox is realizing the beginning is the end. You're already there. Dorothy never left Kansas. But being in the middle of Oz and realizing that is a difficult feat. And the divination just helps to look at different patterns that are already there. So you can see larger patterns that aren't as apparent. Like when you're looking at astrology, let's say you look at somebody's natal chart, okay? You're looking at the larger patterns that are present that may not be apparent. All right, so it's not necessarily part of your work of doing ascension. It may make your physical life more clear in certain respects. Because sometimes more information is worse. But with the whole path to immortality, on the middle path, there's no path to it. You're already there. But do you really see that? Because it's easy to say it, especially in a motivational or inspirational sense. But to actually be it, to know it, that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. Get rid of the immortal and physical and it's close. Because that's what I'm saying. Really understanding the paradox. Really understanding what it means for there to be no work. I personally don't like the middle path. I don't like the middle path personally. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not telling you what you should do. That's just my opinion. I'm trying to avoid being facetious. So why are you putting those books in there and basically telling others to read them if you haven't even read them? I'm not telling them to read them. I'm making them available if they'd like to read them. There is that. Look. If I'm going to tell y'all to read anything, it's some fucking dictionaries and thesauruses. Get into that shit. That's what I tell you to read. But motherfuckers are interested in these different theologies, these different methodologies, these different religions, and that's not bad. So you can read the books to get an understanding of how those systems work, especially if you're one of these people who are trying to build their own system from the ground up. It's very valuable to have an understanding of how systems work in general. It's not just picking any pieces you find and saying, haha, I have it. There's a method to the madness. There are some fundamental ideas you want to understand. And so going and looking at these different systems can help you do that. But it's not so that you can do what the book tells you to do. It's so you understand why the book is telling you what to do. That's the point. So I'm not telling y'all to read any of the books. I'm making them available. Here, have them. Because people genuinely want them. People are genuinely interested in what occult or spiritual book do I read. I don't think you really need to read any of them. You need to read a dictionary and really contend with how well you know the English language. But if you like to do this, there you go. Yeah, he didn't tell anyone to read them. It's resources for the guild. Yeah, it's just resources for people. Yeah. So then the Taoist path to immortality, realizing that, okay, you already said that. What makes you like Taoism, Aries? Wu Wei. Wu Wei is that shit. Oh my God. Wu Wei. Let me show you Wu Wei. Wu Wei is that shit, bruh. I think that's how you spell it. Wu Wei. Wu Wei. Why is it in that language? Oh, because I typed it in that language. That makes sense. I love it. That's funny. It's an ancient Chinese concept, has a polymorphic meaning that expresses inexertion, inaction, or effortless action. Effortless action. It's what's the word I want? Not dynamic, not drastic. Radical. It's radical non-doing. Wu Wei is radical non-doing. If you want a good book on Taoism, I thought this was an excellent book. The Tao of Pu. The Tao of Pu by Benjamin Hoff. I think this is an excellent book on Taoism. There's even a sequel to it called The Tay of Piglet. Excellent book on Taoism. Wu Wei is my shit. That's why I like Taoism. Get the hang of Wu Wei. Oh man, I fucking love Wu Wei. I love Wu Wei. Can we add books to the guild? Because I got a PDF library that's way too big. Yeah, if you're in the guild, I mean, you're free to add books to the sections if you like. My preference, love for you to just, let me know what it is. I can organize it for you. But hey, kids like to do their own thing. I'm a big boy now, daddy. I can do it. Go ahead. Just it's not even that serious. Go ahead, you do it. Yeah. If you're in the guild, you can. I think I've had maybe one or two people add a book or two. But I always implore that because these are the actual PDF files. Like I don't just suggest a book in the guild. Like I give you the PDF file for you to download. I have the PDF file there for you to download. I'm telling you what the book is, who wrote it. Boom, you can download the PDF file. That's what I would prefer as opposed to just, hey guys, go read this book. But whatever. I'm almost against it because I know people are going to add a bunch of ridiculous things. But you know what? Go ahead. Destroy what I've created. I can't care. I can't care. To me, the divination systems are a part of established systems. My trouble is having my own system, but using old divination systems. I don't want to kowtow my shit to fit the old divination shit. Well, why not? Why not? I mean, look, this is why I say it's best to understand the system as opposed to try and make one from the ground up. Because man, most motherfuckers want to do this shit all on their own because they think that makes it better. And I'm telling you, bro, there's a lot that goes into this shit sometimes. And, well, I'm not even going to try and dissuade you, bro. But yeah, make sure you have 2 sets of fundamentals, combine those 2 sets of fundamentals, and overlay the methods on top of it. Okay? Wu Wei broken down a right-hand path intersection to me. Right-hand path intersection. I'm not sure what you mean. Intersection between what? Like right and middle or right and left or intersection between different ones? I never really thought about what path Wu Wei is on. I just love the concept of this radical non-doing. Motherfuckers always interested, what do I gotta do? What do I gotta do? What's the next thing to do? Slow down. I'm telling you, man, I love that shit. Bernardo crashed up his right-hand path. He talks about going back into the one mind after death. I gotta read your PDF again. Yeah. Most people are right-hand path. In the Bookman model, I call it path of the child. Most people are right-hand path, and that's not wrong. Like when I'm talking shit and I'm being facetious, I'm not trying to secretly tell you what you should do. I'm being a dick. I'm a dick. Okay? You should do whichever one works best. And I highly recommend the right-hand path perspective for all of you, because most all of you are just starting. No, I'm not, Aries. I know the names of the chakras. And I did my Kundalini back oil. Whatever. Look, Just slow down. Such a dick. Yeah, I usually call it the path of the child. And see, it's not that you necessarily progress from one to the next. Each of them are right in their own right. Like look at this picture I have here in the middle of 3 consecutive circles. Depending on how you approach it, it appears different, but it's the same thing. Depending on how you approach it, it appears different, but it's the same thing. The right-hand path is going to be the most intuitive thing to start with. And there's no race to be the coolest and hottest and doing the real thing. Like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Wu Wei requires one in a separation from the Tao. Well, whoa. There's another way of radical action, so to speak, but it's more left. Oh, so there's more than a Wu Wei. There's another type of way. Why do you say it requires a separation from the Tao? Why do you say it requires a separation from the Tao? I'm interested in that. Are they gonna reference the other way? Yeah, I'll look at that later. 'Cause I was about to go. Sorry. It's called Ziran. All right, let me just look that in. See, I can't stop myself. It's a key concept in Taoism that literally means of its own, by itself, and thus naturally natural, spontaneously, freely, in the course of events, of course, doubtlessly. This Chinese word is a 2-character compound. Z knows self, oneself from sense, and ran, right? This actually seems like it would go well with Wu Wei. Yeah, it seems like it'd go very well with. It seems like there'd be a nice dance between them. But see, with Ziran, I guess the action isn't effortless because you're making an attempt to be as natural as you can be. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Bro, Taoism is cool. Whatever, guys. Look, I'm not saying that to say you need to pick a certain thing. I'm sorry, I got all the way off the fucking topic. Do you see me? Do you see how terrible I can be? I'll fuck with that. I'm gonna look into it. Wu Wei requires you to see yourself as part of creation, and releasing syncs you up with the natural world, which is separate in appearance from the Tao. With Ziran, your actions are take a different origin point that's not human. I have to look at more of Ziran. I don't know enough about it because I just found out about it, but I don't know if it's not human because then that urge to be more natural, like the what is you in that sense. Because I would think it'd be the human, it would be the Homo sapien, but once again, I don't know enough about it, so I'm not even gonna lie. I'm trying to figure out how to join the guild. Here, let me show you. The doors only open up 4 times a year, so when the doors are closed, you cannot get in. But if you'd like to figure out how the guild works, and the link is the description. There's a little one right here. See this? It says get in the guild. Boom! It tells you everything you need to know. There's even a PDF you can download. There's also a calendar that lets you know when the doors open. The doors are open for 1 week, 4 times a year. The next time the doors are going to be open are going to be September 29th. Oh yeah, here we go. September 29th to October 5th, the doors are open for the guild. All right, that's the only time, only during welcome week do I let people come in. That way, I'm not trying to onboard people throughout the year. That way, the people you're in there with can be your cohort. All right, you work with them. You're learning the same things. You can interact with them. Like interacting with your cohorts is so much more important than listening to me. You can listen to me for hours on YouTube. I have more content than most of the people who you like, and it's better. All right, welcome week, once a week, 4 times a year. All right, so September 29th to October 5th, that first week of October for the most part, the doors are open. After that, the doors close and we start the expedition. 3 months, each month for 3 consecutive weeks, we go in on a particular topic, the 3 A's of practical magic. Like I said, I keep the link in the description. So you can always check this out. These things are always available. You can take them as images, you can take them as PDFs, not a problem. Is there more info on like pricing on the website? Yes. On occultcornerstore.com, all the pricing is there. I can tell you the price. The price is going to be, the price is $300 for your first semester of the guild. All right. When you come in, that first 3 months, $300. If you choose to continue after that, I bump it to $150 for you, as long as you continue to stay in the guild. All right. Really simple. I try not to make it complicated. Look up Benabel Wen. She breaks the Chinese shit all the way down. Benabel Wen. My show's always baiting me. It's one of these I Ching authors. No, I've recently been trying to get back into the I Ching, the hexagrams, the trigrams. So maybe I needed that. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay. Let me go back to this. I'm going to do what I love to do. I'm going to show you what I know you need to see. Oh, Ernest, don't do it again. I get it. No, you don't. Shut up. No, you don't. You'd like to get it, and that's not the same thing as getting it. Because look, I'm telling you guys, this motivation and inspiration, this feeling like you're part of the group, that ain't the work. That ain't the work. I'm not going to tell you check firing facts to every stupid thing you put in my chat. I can't do it. I won't do it. That's not spiritual.
And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see? Check? Check. All right then. They play on your emotion. Saying nothing well and playing on your emotion. Tell a person what they want to hear and say nothing well. You can say nothing if you can say it well. They play on your emotion. And that's the problem with our people. They have been teaching you what you wanted to hear and not what you really needed to hear, because they didn't know what you really needed to hear. That's called the art of public speaking. They play on your emotion. So that's getting your emotion up to a certain level, and you thinking that's spiritual. That's emotionalism. They play on your emotion. And they'd come up and they would come into some stuff and they would be talking all this good stuff, and people, yeah. But everybody's ignorant. You see what I'm saying? They play on your emotion. And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see? Check? Check. All right then. And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see?
Why am I surprised knowledge like this ain't cheap? You're not paying for the knowledge. All the knowledge is out there. What you're paying for is the guidance, the structure, the participation. You're not paying for the knowledge. I guarantee you, I know for a fact, you can go out there and get it. But see, what that's going to cost you is the blood, sweat, and tears that you're so desperately trying to avoid. I gotta tell you, bro, look, I got hours and hours and hours of free content. I'm always open to questions. As a matter of fact, I even have a wonderful section here on the guild for all the dumb questions you want to ask. Every question you'd want to ask, you're free to ask about any of my content. So I won't leave you hanging. All of it's free. So it's not as expensive. Because, bro, there folks out here charging niggas $10,000 a hit. $10,000 a hit. Fuck you mean? What stop, man? What stop? Oh, that hurt. This is why it hurt. Not simply because you suggested that, but because when I think about it, I can put on a spooky robe, right? Tell niggas what they want to hear. I'd be making bank. I'd be making fucking bank. Every time one of y'all motherfuckers say something, yeah, that's right. This guy's getting it. Check, fire, facts. What's your name? We gotta get you in the groove. Oh, wow. Make you feel at home. Make you feel comfy. Make you feel nice and warm and squish you like mama titty. I'd be making bank. Fuck out of here. Man, niggas out here charging $1,000 a hit. Oh. Oh. I can sit here and say anything. As long as it sound good, motherfuckers gonna eat it up. Emotionalism, confused with spirituality. I'm so sorry, bro. I really... See, this is what y'all gotta do, family. This is how you get to the vibrating at the frequency that you need to manifest the things in your life that you want. And see, if you don't have the money, I can already tell you, mile away, just looking at you, you ain't resonating your DNA properly. You get that kundalini to rise to the 12 cranial nerves and all your chakras start spinning in your back, shit just gonna unfold. It's gonna come to you. See, when you understand that you are the light in the darkness, that you are the universe that sees itself within itself, through itself, by itself, for itself, there's nothing else to know. All you need is truth. Check. I'm so serious, bro. I could all day. Motherfuckers swear they not susceptible to it. Nah. It's bank out here and I'm missing out on it. Not fucking motherfuckers over. Oh. It's almost like these groups of the new age secret societies. And they ain't even secret. It's their spiritual circle jerks. They are spiritual circle jerks. You walk in, no one disagrees with anything you say, ever. Everyone's right. Everyone's agreeing on the same thing all the time. No matter what stupid shit y'all say, a motherfucker gonna give them check, fire, facts. And what's that do? You gonna feel good. You gonna feel good. It's bullshit. But hey, whatever. Look, motherfucker come to me. Hey, bro, read David Icke. Why? You're not on the level. If you know, Areas. Shut up. Shut up. Fuck. Well, I tell you I'm a piece of shit, so you're not surprised when I do something inappropriate. I appreciate you, Aries, for not playing with my emotions. Because I could get them, boy. I can get them. That motherfuckers already think I'm tricking them. Because they can tell I can get your ass. They can tell I can get you. Yeah, I can do it, but I'm not. It would be funny, and I would enjoy it. I can't do it forever. I can't do it. I can't do that shit. I can't do that shit. I won't. You know what real is? Oh, man. Bro, motherfuckers, man. Motherfuckers. Look, bro. Because I always point y'all to some free shit before I even say pay for anything I got. Real shit. Always. Because motherfuckers don't understand how precious money is to them. That's what I asked for you. Yeah, I need some of it too. Shit. Bills. Food. Inflation. Fuck you talking about. But I could really be charging you out the ass, but I don't. But I'm going to ask you why. Because you ain't got nothing else valuable to give me. What you going to give me? What else you got that's valuable? I mean, give it a try. You know? Whatever, right? Nah, that's what motherfuckers got. That's what's easy. That's what's simple. Cause look, you only pay $25 for it. You can just go like that to your $25. That's what you're gonna do to the teaching. That's what you're gonna do to the education, bro. But I'm trying to tell you, man, it's dirty out here in these streets. And it's not even that motherfuckers not supposed to bullshit you. It's that you're not supposed to be gullible. You're supposed to be able to discern, bro. Should be on. His questions don't be on weird shit. Look, man, he's learning. He's learning. He's getting there. He's got to get there, man. Look, y'all don't fight in the chat, because I might laugh. I didn't walk around the topic like I wanted to. Oh. Kids are going to scuffle in the chat. Anyways, look. It's simple to say 3 densities. I can tell you the simple part. I can make it easy. All right? It's not about what you think. It's about how you think. You need to understand how these things relate. The dynamics. The answers to this stuff isn't obvious. Not because someone's making it complicated, but by its very nature, it's subtle. Right now I'm streaming every week. At the same time, that nigga, motherfucker always know where to find me. I don't hide. Answering questions, don't mind the questions. I'ma laugh at you though. I laugh at everything. Alright, look. This work is spirituality. It's understanding. That's why I say it all the time. What is you? What is you? And routinely, the only thing you got is either the avatar in the game or I'm everything. And nothing is the only thing that's everything is the one thing that's all things. That's it. Nothing else is everything. The one thing that's all things don't think about nothing. It don't go nowhere, don't do nothing. Thinking, doing, going, all of that will be something other than the one thing. The one thing is just one thing. It don't do any of that stuff that motherfuckers love to anthropomorphize. So identifying as everything don't make no difference. Bro, a roach is everything. The doodle you took this morning, you shit in the toilet, flushed it, thought about fuck that shit, right? That was everything. Being everything is common. That's not the point. That's not the key. But see, motherfuckers will come from the middle path, use it for motivation and inspiration, and think that's the thing. The devil is in the details. You need the details, the context in between those things. And you have to start with what you really believe. That's the only way you're going to get into it, bro. Nobody else telling y'all no new shit. Everybody trying to tell y'all old shit was really about atoms and hyperparticles and melanin DNA. No. That's dumb. But nobody knows why it's dumb because everybody agrees with everything. Oh. So I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Because when you understand what is you, what to do becomes obvious. Hell, sometimes you're supposed to be lost. Sometimes you're not supposed to know what to do. Sometimes you in the right motherfucking place and don't know it. Alice in Wonderland. She lost in Wonderland. And she come up on the Cheshire Cat. And she's trying to figure out where she's supposed to go. And Jessica asked her, well, where you going? I don't know. Where have you been? I don't know. Well, bitch, how you know you lost? How you know you need to go anywhere? You don't know where you going. You don't know where you been. You don't even know where you at. Fuck out of here. It's not about what you think you want from the perspective of that avatar in the video game. There's larger reality. And there's not necessarily anywhere you got to go to get to it. You never left Kansas. But you have to understand what role you're playing in all of this. And not just say it confidently, because that's the motivation shit. It's not about feeling motivated and inspired. It's about actually knowing yourself as that. That's why I tell y'all what you really believe. What you about to say? I'm older than you, little nigga, or you're older than me. Why you hating? You only got so many moves. Why are you trying to figure out what I'm trying to say? Answer the question. Well, you asking it twice makes you think you got some card up my sleeve. I played Yu-Gi-Oh too. Niggas trying to jump the gun and skip my question. What? I say your question, Goofy. Say what you gotta say. Oh, look. Why are we picking on each other in the chat? And then, look, y'all gonna puff up at each other in the chat. Who's the coolest in the chat? Whatever, bro. Y'all know it's funny. What else do I want to explore this topic? Because I always think it's so simple. I always think it's so simple, and it's more confusing for other people than I would think it is. Like even without let's talk about the game world. Even without leaving the game world, right? Even without leaving the world of Super Mario, you can enter the pause menu. And that's exclusive to the game. You can't get that pause menu outside the game. You can go through, you can load different save files. Like when we talk about the physical world as a multiverse. It's easy to say that shit. Motherfuckers will say that shit all day. What is a multiverse? Like you think about a whole file full of playthroughs. A whole file full of playthroughs is essentially in the character of a multiverse. Okay? Do I have that? I don't even use those words no more because motherfuckers don't understand the words. Let me see if I got the diagram again. Because I can't use the word metaverse because now people think they know what the word metaverse is and they associate it with fucking Zuckerberg. It's the English language, bro. Fuck. It's just we speak the same language. I'm speaking plain English. But that's the issue of the fundamental map. So yeah, fuck me, right? Where's my image of the... Here we go. Here we go. Which one do I need to show first? Can you see that? What happens if I do this? That'll do what I wanted to do. Okay, cool. Look, same difference here, bro. And I talk about this shit all the time. It's not even that difficult. I'm using the same colors to help you understand the relationship between the different densities of reality, the different aspects of reality. It's not about what is the most right or what's true. Like the question of what is true is a whole different ball game. It's a philosophical question. You're not going to get the answer to what is true by looking at atoms or picking the right spiritual system. Saying I'm asking weird questions like what? Dude tripping and hating straight up. Jihad, fuck that. What? Is this a chat jihad? Folks born and want to pick on others, facts areas. Don't run behind the teacher. Why are you chasing him? Why are you chasing him? What? He asked you a question. Why are we in the chat poking on others? Here you go running away from the teacher's questions too. Nigga, don't use his question. What? What? Maestro, what are you doing? Exactly. Y'all look like Tom and Jerry. Maestro, is this what you do when you melt? You just start picking on people? I ain't even picking. You got called out last stream on the same shit. Yeah, and then let him get called out on this stream. You're not seeing the bigger picture, man. Somebody gonna watch this video 7 years from now. And because they're gonna have the same question he just asked, but he's the only one who had the courage to ask the question. Even if, that's why I say, ain't no dumb questions. Let him ask whatever question he got. I'm so serious, bro. Look, does it look like I'm picking on bro? I look like I'm picking on him. And I get mad, but I'm not getting mad at him. I'm mad at everything. I'm a dick. Literally, what the fuck is this dude MC doing? Maestro, is this what happens once you've melted? Like you're just angry at the little ones again. I understand. Look, it's easy. The little ones look like food. Challenge your understanding. Not the kid. This man Maestro, but he ain't asking the question. Well, let him do that. Or y'all can, if y'all want to have this intimate interaction, exchange DMs on Instagram. You know? You want to have an intimate reaction? Oh, let me whisper sweet nothings to you. I'm going to challenge your question. Whatever, dude. Y'all killing me. He got pretense of the shit and asking the same shit each stream, looking for a different answer. Yeah, but there's literally no one in my chat that doesn't have pretense. There's literally no one in my chat that doesn't have pretense, even if they don't put it in the form of a question. There's literally no one in my chat that doesn't have pretense, even if they don't put it in the form of a question. Amen. Look, ask the dumb questions. I ask for them. And usually most of the questions ain't dumb, sir. Oh, wait a second. Does this mean Maestro understands these things and doesn't need to ask the question? No, that can't be it. That can't be it. No, that can't be it. That can't be it. Oh, Maestro, we're going to have some fun later. Oh, don't melt too soon, buddy. We're going to have some fun later. Multiverse. That's what I was talking about. This is what happens when you're used to being the dude who is given the role of blocking out trolls. Oh, Maestro, like, what's that thing called? Moderator. Maestro the moderator. Ooh, I kind of like that. If I ever need a moderator, Maestro, I may have you be my moderator. That'll be interesting. If I'm ever big, I don't know if I'm gonna get big unless I put on that fucking robe. I need the spooky robe, or else I'm not getting big. This is my dynamic with teachers. I'm with it. I love that. Oh, Maestro, I love that. We're gonna have some fucking fun. I love when they agree to me. All right, look. I'm using the same colors to represent the same concepts or ideas here. Okay, we got purple, the blue, and the red. Purple, the blue, and red. It's really simple, guys. All right. But like I say, dictionary, because most of the time, motherfuckers don't understand. They don't understand English. Verse. The suffix verse. We're talking about an instance of something. A universe. Single instance. Multiverse. Multiple instance. Hyperverse. Let's look at the word hyper. Hyper is oh no. I'm not supposed to do that. Here, do this. Sorry, I got excited. Hyper is usually talking about not necessarily simply beyond. Here we go. All right, excessively or excessive. In a sense, it's exceeding anything that's multiple. Like here, look here. Let me show you in the images again. All right, because hyperverse is in blue. Okay, hyperverse is in blue. If it's in blue, what are we talking about? The machine world. Every single game that you can play and every single playthrough that you can play is all contained within the machine world. It's hyper real. If the world of the video game, if one of Super Mario's playthroughs is real, then the world of the machines that's generating all that is hyper real. In the Matrix is real, then the world of the machines that's generating the Matrix is hyper real. Okay? Like, I remember Jordan Peterson was talking about framing the idea of God as an omnipotent thing that exists beyond the realm of time and space. And so if the things in time and space are real, then that which exists beyond time and space is hyper real. Okay, so this is what I mean when I say hyper verse. Because look, it's easy to say multiverse and feel, ooh, this is great. The physical world is a multiverse of universes. What I didn't say galaxy. Because usually when people think the universe, they think about a galaxy. And that's not what I'm saying. There are multiple galaxies in a universe. Think of a universe as a single playthrough. As a single playthrough. A multiverse would be the collection of all possible playthroughs for that game. Hyperverse being the machine world that's generating all those possibilities. Meta, or primordial, the metaverse, would be the world outside of the machine world. Okay? Different levels of analysis, different densities of reality. But they interact with one another. They have a relationship with one another. Here's the fucking multiverse. Because see, when people think dimension, they think places because they don't know what they're talking about. Dimension is talking about scope and extent of perception. It's a discussion of perception. It's not a discussion of places. Like, look, a point has one. Point has no dimension. A line has one dimension. A square has two dimensions. A cube has three dimensions. We haven't gone anywhere. We're discussing scope and extent of perception. Point has no dimension. Line has one dimension. Square has two dimensions. Cube has three dimensions. We're not going anywhere. So it's not talking about places. It's talking about scope and extent of perception. Okay, so when we're talking about the difference between the avatar in the game and the user sitting on the couch, it's an issue of dimension. It's an issue of dimension. What was this? I'm done with this DMC, man. Ooh, whatever. You guys play nice. So that purple area would be the unconscious. No. Because when you're saying unconscious, you're invoking conscious and unconscious, which is a duality. The idea of subconscious is something niggas made up. It's not even in the original literature. Like, the idea of conscious and unconscious comes from Freud and Jung. Jung was a student of Freud. All right. Even for a little while, Freud originally, when he started saying the word subconscious, he stopped because that's what he originally used before using the word unconscious. But he what's the word? He not simply specifically. He deliberately stopped because subconscious was implying something that he wasn't trying to illustrate. The idea of unconscious, maybe. But I'm not talking about conscious and unconscious mind. I don't like the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind. Because what I want to say? Hold on. It's talking about different qualities of mind, but it skips over what mind is. And I don't think that's not simply beneficial. I don't think that behooves any person studying this to skip over what the concept of mind is. This is part of the reason I say study philosophy of mind. It's a whole concept, but motherfuckers will say conscious, subconscious, and unconscious and skip over it. So I'd rather you not plug unconscious in there, especially because it invokes a whole framework and motherfuckers don't use. Like people will say the ego. Ugh. It invokes an entire framework, an entire metaphysics that motherfuckers won't use. They'll just say this, that, and the third to try and feel a certain way. Look, here we go. All right. Because when you're saying unconscious mind, you're either going to divide it into conscious and unconscious, which is what Freud and Jung were doing. Or you're going to throw in subconscious somewhere, which is something niggas have created. The closest thing you'll find to that is the three minds conception, which is brain function. Okay? So the triune mind, excuse me. So when you're looking at the triune brain thing, now you have it divided into three sections. But the whole thing is talking about brain function. And that's just meat. It's worm food. So it doesn't leave the physical realm at all. The description doesn't leave the physical realm at all. But if we're talking about conscious and unconscious mind, you got to divide it. And that's where you're going to get ego, superego, and id. And so if I was going to talk to you about unconscious mind, I invariably need to talk to you about the rest of these aspects. And I don't necessarily want to invoke this model, because I don't think this is a model that's describing the metaphysics of reality, especially not reality at large. So that's why I usually don't jump into the conscious, unconscious, subconscious mind. A lot of people say that because it's popular to say. It's salient. And so when you say it in your description, a motherfucker will think, hey, I get what they're saying because I know that word. And then we'll talk about all this other stuff. Like, you say unconscious mind, you brought all of this along. And unless you're going to talk about the rest of this stuff, you're not really talking about it. So that's why I don't jump into that. And the triune mind thing, you try and divide it into three, you're probably just talking about the brain. And the brain is meat. It's worm food. So we're not talking about that. I am talking about three densities of reality. But I wouldn't tell you I'm talking about the unconscious, conscious, or subconscious mind. Because the study of mind is a whole different topic. It's a whole different topic. When Jung said conscious, he specifically meant metacognition. Ooh, he didn't fuck with the subconscious because that just meant the cerebellum, and that was from Freud, who was materialist. Metacognition is a whole different thing. See, that's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers will say these little snippet words because they're popular, but they won't go into the whole idea of mind. Like, there's so much around it. Here, let's look at metacognition for a second. Metacognition is an awareness of one's thought process and understanding of the patterns behind it. So it's the awareness of your own thinking, not just having thoughts or just experiencing thoughts, but your own awareness of your own thoughts, your thinking, your capacity to think about your thinking. So, man, look, motherfuckers don't actually study none of this stuff. They just say the new popular word and then start telling y'all motherfuckers like it's spiritual. And it's not. But you can't tell them it's not because everybody's right. Once I get enough money, you got enough money. Trust me, you got enough money. Because look, if I said, hey, you pay me $300, I'll give you $1 million, you run to try and find that $300. You be asking motherfuckers, you be looking for some pennies up under the couch, you be saving up, because you see, this is an investment in something that I want. Whenever there's an investment in something that you want, you make an effort to get it. So it's as simple as that. I'm sure you got the money somewhere. But all things in their time. I'm not rushing you. I got plenty of free content. You can spend all your time looking at that. You can ask me all the questions you want. What model/framework can you recommend as the foundation of what you're talking about? The Bookman model. You click the link again in the bottom. It'll take you right here to the guild. I got the Bookman model. All of it's already laid out, set up, always open for questions. And then I got the Trinity, which is the cornerstone of metaphysics. If you understand the Trinity, you can understand the rest of this stuff. It's simple. The Trinity is the most simple aspect of metaphysics. If you understand the Trinity, everything else follows from that. It's just the same pattern again. Everything follows from the Trinity. If you understand the Trinity, you'll get everything else. But you actually got to understand the Trinity. And the Bookman model here, it's a cosmological model that is made to fit contemporary people. Like I was saying, the Egyptian pantheon don't have penguins in it. Not because something's wrong with penguins, but because it wouldn't fit the people who are there. A lot of people who are trying to remain in Christianity, or the people who are leaving, it doesn't fit people because most people today have a physicalist or materialist metaphysics. Their premises of thinking is a certain way, and so it doesn't fit to the system or the cosmology they're trying to use. See, a lot of motherfuckers ain't talking to you about cosmology. They just out here repeating old words, telling you to do this or do that, and now you're tapping in. And I'm telling you, like, no, that's just bullshit. Like, if there wasn't this atmosphere that everybody's right, we could actually call some of that shit out. Bro, I'm a broke college kid. I'm for real broke, but once that financial aid money comes, it's a different story. That's funny. Hey man, look, all things in their time. Like I said, until then, there's plenty of free stuff, and you can always ask some shit about it. I don't mind. I'm cool. So the Trinity is the key. The Trinity is the key. The Trinity is the key. If there's anything I've spent most of my time talking about, it's the fucking Trinity. That's why I break the cosmological model into threefold. I'm so serious. The Trinity is what you need to understand. It's going to describe, it tells you how everything else goes. It tells you how everything else goes. It's the key, it's the cornerstone to all the fundamentals. Guys, I'm sorry, but I can't find the Bookman model. Did you click the link? It should take you right to the details. And then there's a PDF right there. There's a document that'll take you to it. Here, let me do this. Put it in the chat. Can you click links from the chat? Okay, look, that should take you right to it. We'll take. I don't know. I can't see a screen. What was I talking about? I was talking about the multiverse. There we go. Boom. Smooth. And it's not necessarily, look, it's not find who to believe. It's understand why they're saying what they're saying. Not so that you can do what they're telling you to do. It's you understand how these things function, what the dynamic is between any of these things. Okay? It's not, the fundamentals never change. Throughout the ages, what changes is the methodology, the narrative that people place over the fundamentals. The fundamentals themselves never change. You understand the fundamentals, you can see it in anybody's system. The fundamentals never change. Like with learning law, right? The fundamentals never change. If you want to get into law, what the hell's going on with my typing? I type like shit. If you want to get into law, learn legal maxims. Not learn them in the sense of make sure you can repeat them. School shit. Understand what they're saying, what concept they are illustrating. Okay? Who's the definitions? And a lot of these motherfucking things are written in fucking Latin. But you'll get that a lot with legalese. So I'm trying to give you underlying principles. Like if you look at the Kabbalion, people translate the Kabbalion as if they're talking about particles. And they're not. They're not. Like that's what I have the video on the transubstantial substratum. Ooh, look at that. Oh, you hear what he said? The transubstantial substratum. This shit's basic. Those are fancy words. The fundamental map, the fundamental principles, all right? The maxims of occult philosophy. This stuff is old, but it doesn't change. It's basics. But motherfuckers like to be convinced that they already know the basics, and they just want to jump to tell me how to do this. Anyways, the difference between the game avatar, the machine world, and the user. The motherfucker sitting there on the couch with the chips. It's an issue of dimension. It's not an issue of place. Because look, he's sitting there on the couch playing Super Mario. I don't care where he takes Super Mario. They never leave the living room. I don't care what menu in the PlayStation they open up. They never leave the living room. It's not an issue of place. Dimension is not an issue of place. It is scope and extent of perception. It's part of why I say, what is you? Because motherfuckers could tell me, I danced with Oshun. I supped the waters of noon. My ancestors loved me and got me. I beat up Zeus and me and Cthulhu laughed. Okay, cool. I'm not going to tell you none of that's wrong. But what is you? When you doing all that, what the fuck is you? And it's either game avatar with extra steps, or I'm everything. How you everything but you doing stuff? Everything don't do nothing. It's too busy being everything. See, motherfuckers just say things that feel comfortable. but they don't think about any of this, and that's the problem. You need to think deeply about these things. You have to think about your thinking. Neo was the one the whole time. It was him in his own way. Alice in Wonderland, under that tree the whole time. It was her in her own way. Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, she's never left Kansas. It's her in her own way. That's what you need to see, how you're in your own way. Because it's easy and motivating to say, I'm everything. I am the universe. Right? You say that while you're working your job at the grocery store bagging groceries because you're having a hard day and somebody was mean to you. And you want to feel balanced. Ain't it funny? Feeling balanced is just feeling good, right? Nah. There's more to this shit. There's more to this shit than feeling motivated and inspired. Because there's places where you're going to crumble in this work. The shit you thought was the shit is going to crumble. Your life is going to crumble. Your whole idea of yourself is going to melt away. That's my straw. Damn game every retard with extra stats describes my pre-guild life. Yeah, because look, I wish y'all motherfuckers could go into groups where somebody may challenge some of the things you say, because you might learn, you might develop. And it's crucial not to be in these atmospheres where nobody challenges anything. Everybody just gives you the check fire and facts on whatever you say. And you just get hyped and hyper and hype and hype, thinking, oh man, I must really be good. I mean, every time I say it, these things just clap. They telling me on the thing, man. I'm like, really? Really? I must be ready to teach. No, it's not the thing. But y'all do what you want. You're gonna do what you want anyway. I can't stop you from it. Okay, yeah, it already went 2 hours, bro. Fuck me. No, I think I did an okay job. I have to look at it again. But it's Monday. This is the show. If you're in the guild, we got office hours today. So you can talk about whatever you want to. You know, maybe me and Maestro can have some fun. I love it. Aside from that, yo, man, this shit's easy. Ask a dumb question, please. Ask a dumb question. Challenge your understanding of what you think you know. Challenge your understanding of what you think you know. And unless you a motherfucker that feel like they should know everything, don't be upset when you find yourself destitute. When you find that little confident feeling, don't mean you know. I'm so serious, bro. Bro, I joined the guild with my Roblox user. Guilded, the app that I use for the guild. Nice, right? Guilded, they're partnered with Roblox. Like, it's basically Discord, but better. It's basically Discord, but better. Time to duel. I'm gonna fight on my back foot, but fuck it. You can fight you want to. Fight. Y'all niggas better let go. Today I learned that I don't know. Again, good. It's a lifetime process, bro. It never stops. There's so much shit I don't know. Like, this is what I'm good at. So I can teach you about it. I can go back and forth with you on it. We lift up the hood of a car. I'm done. You got me. Let's open up the computer part. Let's open up the PC. What's that? Motherboard? Hey, right? Look, I can do a little bit on the guitar, but I tell you what, there's plenty of motherfuckers to take my guitar and make that shit sing in ways I can't even imagine doing. I got plants in the backyard. Little garden plants, right? Look like shit. Sorry, I apologize, y'all. Look like shit. There's plenty of motherfuckers come through, got double green thumb on my ass. Boy, you need a little fertilizer here, you need to work that thing right thing. What? I don't know. There's plenty of shit I don't know. This, I'll whoop your ass. I will tell you to ask plenty of questions. Being 22, I will continue to ask so many more questions. Yeah, but make sure you contend with whether or not you understand the answers too. You gotta build. You gotta build, bro. Don't be impressed with yourself. That's what gets in motherfuckers' way all the time. Being impressed with themselves. That's why I don't like compliments. Like, nah, you trying to set me up. Nah, nigga. Nah, I ain't shit. Oh man, no piece of shit, bro. All right, yo. Y'all